The Kansas City Chiefs have three major decisions to make before they even get started on planning to build this defense in the offseason. And the second one is Justin Houston. The offseason's underway, and now we're starting to hear little bits as they inch closer towards beginning this offseason in scouting and looking at free agency. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be players because they have a lot of work to do on the defense. And one of those positions is going to be at the outside rusher, especially when they're in the nickel package. Now, if you missed my last video, we talked about Dee Ford and the fact that it looks very much like they're going to get the franchise tag on him, according to comments made by GM Reid and Veach. But that's not the only thing that has to happen. On the other side, the bookend pass rusher is a guy who's been here for a long time and has been very successful in Justin Houston. The question mark is he makes a lot of money as well. And so there's a decision coming on that. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Ryan and I'm going rogue. That's what this channel is, about the Chiefs, the NFL, the draft, and everything related to football. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe, the notification, leave your thumbs up if you like what we're doing, and make sure you leave your comment. Want to know what you guys have to say about this topic. Now, Justin Houston is a guy that has been productive over the years. He's also been injured over the years. And in fact, ever since he signed his huge contract extension, paying him over $100 million after a 22-sack season, it's been very, very hit or miss. The health issues, the injuries, the length of the injuries, also combined with the way that he was used by the former defensive coordinator, has gone a long way towards making Justin Houston not quite as productive in the pass rush as you would have expected when you signed him to that contract. And so what that leaves the team with is a decision. It looks like they're placing the tag on Ford, so they have one edge rusher. When you're in the nickel, you need a pair of them. They're both going to play outside, 7 techs, 9 techs a lot, and they have to have the bookends to go with Chris Jones, try to keep him clean and keep him from getting double-teamed all day long. So this is a very important position. They have Breland Speaks, who will probably play in the base defense, but we haven't seen him get to the point where he can actually take on and be the bookend pass rusher to Dee Ford. So Justin Houston is the incumbent. He's a guy that has played, he's pretty much outplayed everyone he's played with as a teammate. And I would put him on the list right underneath Derrick Thomas and possibly Jared Allen, although I think Houston and Allen are actually really close in terms of their historical significance to this franchise. So there's a question of loyalty, there's a question of production, there's a question of availability, much like we're going to have to talk about with Eric Berry, who I'll do in the next video about what to do about Eric Berry's situation. Availability is the key, and being able to be productive. Now, is there a scenario where you could play him on passing downs only and try to let him out of that new base defense that Spagnuolo is going to run in the 4-3? Maybe, but that's a lot of money to pay somebody who's only going to play 2/3 of the downs at most in that situation. So, coupled with the fact that Justin Houston really can play anywhere, he can play that 5 technique if you really wanted him to, but he should be an outside pass rusher. He could be a Leo if he really needed to. I don't think you like him as a Sam because that's very much how Bob Sutton used him, playing him downfield in coverage quite often. And a Sam linebacker in this 4-3 under is going to be up at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to be facing a tight end quite often. He's going to be in coverage quite a bit. So I don't think that's a great way to use Justin Houston for his natural talents. But here's the rub. If you keep him, you got to pay him quite a bit, and you have to question about whether he's going to be as productive in this particular defense as he has been in the past. If you let him go, you're going to have to face him, because I'm pretty sure that Justin Houston is nowhere near done with his career. And what we saw at the Super Bowl, talking with Marcus Peters and such, I have a good instinct that because of that relationship and how everything was left when Peters was traded, if they cut Justin Houston, I very much expect him to take a long, hard look and even become an LA Ram. And that bodes poorly for what you're going to have to do come the Super Bowl again, because I expect the Rams to be contenders. So that's quite a conundrum. I think the best case scenario, and what I'm looking for to happen, is for them to put the tag on Dee Ford and be able to negotiate and try to restructure Justin. If Justin Houston's open to a restructure, I think it solves all the problems, and you get to retain the biggest strength from the 2018 defense, and that's the pass rush. There's a ton to do in the secondary, so you can protect the secondary. However it's put together, whether it's young, old, or cobbled together with a bit of both, you can protect that with the pass rush. One of the best in the NFL, most productive in the NFL. So I think that's key. What we're going to see in the coming weeks is how that decision unfolds and see if there's a negotiation going on or what else might be in the works. So that's where we stand on Justin Houston at this point, early in the free agency, prior in February, and we'll find out what goes on with it. I'll be back with that whenever there is something. Want to make sure, check out the RGR store for any of the gear, the coffee cups and all that. Got that all running, and I'm going to be back. We're doing a great series on the Locked On Chiefs podcast, so make sure you check that out on audio form for your commute and everything. And we'll have more information here as it's coming. I'm going to keep doing the live streams, probably Monday nights, so keep an eye out for those. Jump in the conversation there as well. I appreciate all your time. I'll be back next time. We'll talk about Eric Berry, unless something else comes up ahead of time. Thanks for your time today, and I'll talk to you then.